Alright, welcome back to the channel, or to the channel if you've never watched any of my videos before. But today we're here with the Supercharged Honda Fit.
It's the many nights under the stars, wherever you go, where you are, and you should know.
The Supercharged Honda Fit's gotten a ton of feedback, which is really cool because I didn't think so many people were going to be interested in the Supercharged Honda Fit, because it's so niche and quirky and I don't know. But there is a community, there's a Honda Fit community. There's just not really a lot of boosted fits. But with that being said, I've gotten a ton of just inboxes on my YouTube, Instagram, just asking questions about the Fit. And yeah, maybe I figured I'd just make a video to kind of give it a quick walkthrough and we can get a little bit more of this thing on screen. And then I'll drive it and kind of give my feedback. So the car is still the same mechanically as it was during the last video. Still at 5 psi on the Kraftwerks C1560. Still on the same tune, or I really shouldn't even call it a tune because it's like a fuel management card that controls the boost that came with the Kraftwerks kit. But yeah, still the goal is still 200 horsepower. I don't have plans of getting rid of the car. If something cool comes along, I might change my mind. Or regardless, the car is going to go into the knife, and I need a daily driver because I can't be without a car. So, and for at all, a day is too much. And I'm also really picky with daily drivers, which is kind of a bad habit. Honestly, I don't like a lot of the newer stuff because it's not charming to me. And for some reason, I've really fallen in love with the Lexus IS250. Unfortunately, if you guys are familiar with the Lexus platform, they don't really tend to make a lot of manual transmission cars. They're all automatic. Makes sense. It's a luxury company, sure. But then you look at BMW, and well, they kind of did a better job at Lexus in terms of they're in the same market, I think, for some things. Sport, luxury, sedan, right? The BMW did that a lot. Unfortunately, Lexus gave up on their manual transmissions. I think the IS250 was the last manual transmission they made. However, it is extremely rare, and the chances that I'll find one, I mean, I've seen maybe 5 listed in my... I only looked for I honestly, I don't really look that often, but I really only seen maybe 3 or 4 listed in the last 3 years or something like that. And I just recently gained interest in them because I found out that that the manual transmission is actually pretty rare. And yeah, I want one until I find myself a daily driver that I'm happy with, something that I also, because also I don't want a project car. I don't need something else I want to modify. Yeah, I love collecting these the classic cars and stuff, but I can't daily one of those. I originally, this is how much of a goof I am. I bought this Honda Fit because it was a stock. It's a reliable car. It's great on gas. It's cheap to maintain. It's cheap relatively for a used car. And yeah, then I decided to I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna do anything to it. It's a Honda Fit. Supercharge it. I'm gonna give you a quick walkthrough, even though I probably already did this in the last video, but maybe we can get a little more in detail. At first, I mean, you can tell it's boosted because there's this giant fucking blow-off valve and the huge crossover intake tube, and it's wrapped. But it's still a stock 1.5 liter. It comes with VTEC, and it's not classic VTEC. VTEC isn't what it used to be. The 2008 Fit, same motor, was in the 2007. It's the first generation, and truthfully, there's not that much of a difference in the following generation either. They did sell a supercharger kit for those, so for the most part, motor stock. And then Kraftwerks decided to make a supercharger kit, and the base supercharger kit, and then they had the big boost kit. The base, well, you got 5 psi on fuel management card, and that also controls your boost. This will be basically replaced or bypassed by Honda on a proper tune once we start building it a bit more. Alright, so here's my problem with this car. From the factory, it's really bottleneck. I think that they restricted it way too much for a car that weighs 2,500 pounds out of the factory, which is basically a front-wheel drive Miata. Because look at its wheelbase. It has such a short wheelbase that you could practically call it a front-wheel drive Miata. It's probably just a little longer. So among the issues that still need to get fixed, 1, we need more fuel, so bigger fuel injectors. 2, we need a bigger intake manifold. 3, we need bigger headers. 4, we need Honda with a proper tune. And honestly, oh, in number 5, a super important thing, this car isn't intercooled, which is just the way it was designed by Kraftwerks. Unfortunately, I feel like they really should have included an intercooler, because you can absolutely feel the difference on a hot day when it's like, you know, 70, 80, 90 degrees in northern New Jersey to a 20, 30, 40 degree day, 50 degree day, where the car runs so much better in terms of performance, right? Cold air is just favorable. This thing really needs an intercooler. Truthfully, I'm probably going to build one for it, because they do make a very specific one that you don't have to tamper with anything. It's like very bolt-on, but it's hard to find. It came with a big boost kit. They released 2 versions of the kit. This is the base. The big boost came with an intercooler. It came with a bunch of other shit. I think that makes like 190 or something like that, 180 out of the box. But anyway, I don't know if you guys could see it, but this C15 is all the way so originally this kit also came with it did not come with this TL blow-off valve. It came with a bypass valve. I'm obnoxious, and I just felt like I wanted the feedback, yeah, I bought the tile. This is for supercharged applications, -2 PSI spring. You know, if you guys are interested in using a blow-off valve for your it has to be a centrifugal supercharger. I should also mention that. Although the car, a lot of people think it's turboed, and it's not. It's a centrifugal supercharger. They just sound and work a lot more like turbos than like a traditional blower. It's still always in boost. It makes a lot of noise, which isn't really always welcoming. But yeah. And then, you know, you're looking at the exterior of the car, but again, it's stock. It's a sport fit, which just comes with additional trim, side skirt and rear lip, front lip. It doesn't come with like the weather guards or anything like that. I just bought these because I thought it looked neat, and I just wanted to add a little additional some additional trimming to the car. This is a carbon fiber spoiler. That was the previous owners who wanted to keep it, but I gave him an extra like 150 bucks or whatever, because he wanted to take it with him. But I really enjoy it on the car. I think it's subtle. You know, the car is stock on the outside, it isn't anything crazy. But you know, like I said, I don't really have plans of selling the car, but if something comes up that I really enjoy, I'll consider it, that if the purchase is worth it. But I still plan on finishing the build. So we need brakes, we need suspension, we need quite a bit. Tires, wheels, aside from the performance part of it. Although I think I'll be addressing the performance bit first, just because I'm dying to know what 200 horsepower feels like in this tiny car, which is also, people, you know, it's stripped. It's stripped. So you have to take that into account. That's already minus what, another 100 pounds? Maybe there's, I don't know what the interior weighs. I forgot to weigh everything. But there's no carpeting either. I mean, it's great because I get to store all my like camera gear and equipment in. But yeah, it's basically a 2-seater. Just keep like a lot of my camera stuff in here. This is like a changing tent for my photography sessions, when we need to change on location. I haven't skateboarded in a while, but I like to keep it back there. Probably revisit in a bit. I have to do an oil change on this car, so I have a brand new filter in the Mobile One synthetic that I use. Although, yeah, I've just haven't really had time. But I might do a video on that too, on some of the maintenance and the upkeep on the car. If you guys want to see that stuff, let me know in the comments. I'll try to put up as much stuff as I can, because hey, it's cool. It's a Honda Fit and it's supercharged if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah, so let's take it for a drive. It's starting to drizzle a little bit, so while the floor is dry, let me see if I can give you like an authentic driving experience, or I try to describe what it feels like, I guess, to drive this goofball toy. This thing is so stupid. Alright, so we're in the boosted Honda Fit. It just started kind of like drizzling, and I came out all this way to this really nice like mountain reservation for these back roads. And yeah, I'm a little mad. I'm a little mad, but it's okay. We're gonna try to walk you through this experience. So I'm assuming a lot of you have probably never driven a Honda Fit, but if you've ever driven a stock Honda Fit, God, it's the most boring thing ever. I really mean that. All right, so when you buy a Honda Fit, right? Like, I'm sure a lot of you probably never driven a Honda Fit. You know, and if you buy a Fit, you're buying it why? Because it's reliable, because it's cheap to maintain. There's nothing spectacular about a Honda Fit. There's really no power at all. It's extremely slow, and if you purchase an automatic over a manual, then yeah. So the only thing I think the Honda Fit has going for it out of the factory is it's really small chassis, and it weighs practically nothing. It's a short wheelbase. It handles incredibly nimble. It's not that torquey, but it's very smooth. It's reliable. You know where it's going to go. You know how the power band is going to work. But it's to me, I think this car is an incredible daily driver. It doesn't give me any issues. It's fun, and really, what else could I ask for? And it gets all my equipment around because I stripped the car. So now we have all of this room. So we're gonna put this thing through some corners now that the road cleared up a little bit. Ground's a little wet, so I can't really floor it. I'm on winter tires too, and they've got like a season left in them. I should just buy all seasons, right? This car needs a little updo. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little gas here on this corner to straightaway. The downshifts are so satisfying too. Wow. It feels like a toy. Like, there's really no other way to describe it, honestly. It just puts a smile on me. It literally just makes me smile. Because it feels really fast around these corners. It's the power weight ratio. It's just built like perfectly right now. And I want it to be, it'll be faster and it'll handle better at the end of the day when it's fully built. But for what it is, I mean, I don't know, I think it's cool. It's fun. It's really fun. It's fun to drive. Yeah, it's a little expensive to do. And you can get, you can get more power out of something else probably. But it's special to me. I don't know. How many other boosted Fits are there, honestly? I'm gonna go ahead and pull back into this lot here. Yeah, this thing is so smooth, which is like I'm not the biggest Honda enthusiast, honestly, but it just drives so well. That's all it is. It drives well. It does what I want it to do. It's not finicky. It's not stupid. Everything just works. Everything works like a puzzle piece, right? And parts are easy to find and replace. Not so much for the kit itself, but for the rest of the car, So this car, it's honestly just exciting to me. It's silly. It's kind of silly on the outside, but it's quirky, So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little update on the Honda Fit. If you're a fan of the Honda Fit, the boosted Fit, I'm going to continue to look out for a daily driver. I really want the IS2, the manual transmission IS250. They're just needle in a haystack. If I don't settle for that, whatever daily driver I end up getting, this is going to go under the knife. Obviously, I'm going to document all of that, so we can try to make the Fit fast. Try saying that 3 times. Boosted Honda Fit. More videos on a bunch of other things coming soon. Thanks for watching, and yeah. Peace.
I don't wanna go to sleep without you. Is that pathetic? From the first time I